I stood in the corridor outside courtroom 4C, watching my son David adjust his silk tie through the glass. He was 43 now, with the same sharp features I'd had at his age. But something harder lived in his eyes, something that hadn't existed when I taught him to read blueprints 20 years ago. His lawyer, Marcus Sullivan, whispered something, and David laughed. That same laugh from Christmas when he'd suggested I was losing it, when he told my grandchildren their grandfather couldn't be trusted anymore. My lawyer, Jennifer Park, touched my elbow. "Mr. Thompson, ready?" I nodded, feeling the envelope in my pocket. 3 words inside that would wipe Marcus Sullivan's confident smile away faster than snow melting in April. The courtroom was smaller than expected. Oak paneling, Hirsch lights, about 25 empty seats. David sat at the plaintiff's table, his expensive suit probably costing more than I used to pay my best foreman monthly. Marcus organized papers with theatrical precision designed to intimidate. Judge Margaret Reynolds entered, late 50s, steel gray hair, the no-nonsense expression from 3 decades of hearing lies. "We're here regarding David Thompson's petition to have his father, Robert Thompson, declared mentally incompetent and gain conservatorship, correct?" Marcus stood. "Yes, Your Honor. A difficult family matter, but necessary for Robert Thompson's protection." Protection. That's what he called it. "Mr. Thompson, you understand these proceedings?" the judge asked me. "I do, Your Honor." 70 years old, and I could still project across a room. "Mr. Sullivan, your first witness." Marcus smiled like he'd already won. "The petitioner calls Dr. Raymond Foster." Dr. Foster was the psychiatrist David had taken me to 4 months ago, claiming it was routine. Michael insisted on staying for the whole appointment. Now I understood why. "Dr. Foster," Marcus began, "you examined Robert Thompson on August 20th. What did you find?" "I conducted a cognitive assessment. Mr. Thompson showed memory impairment, difficulty with complex decisions, confusion about recent events." Jennifer tensed beside me. "He's setting the foundation," she whispered. "In your opinion, is Robert Thompson capable of managing a multi-million-dollar construction business?" Dr. Foster hesitated. "Based on my examination, I have concerns about his capacity without assistance." "Thank you, doctor. No further questions." Jennifer stood. She was young, maybe 36, but sharp. I'd hired her because she reminded me of myself 40 years ago. "Dr. Foster, how long was your examination?" "Approximately 45 minutes. And David Thompson was present the entire time?" "Yes." "Unusual. A 70-year-old needing his son present for a private medical exam." Dr. Foster shifted. "The son requested it. I didn't object." "Did Robert request his son be there?" "I don't recall him specifically requesting it, no." "And these signs of confusion, specific examples?" Dr. Foster flipped through notes. He couldn't recall exact dates of business meetings, seemed uncertain about recent financial transactions. "Did you verify these meetings actually occurred, or just accept he should remember them?" "I based my assessment on standard tests and observations." "Observations influenced by the son who benefits from your diagnosis." "Objection," Marcus called. "Argumentative." "Sustained," Judge Reynolds said, but I saw her making notes. Marcus called 3 more witnesses, an accountant testifying about irregularities I'd supposedly authorized, a former employee claiming confusion, then my daughter-in-law, Rebecca. Rebecca wore all black like she was at my funeral already. She dabbed her eyes before Marcus started. "Mrs. Thompson, this must be difficult." "It is. I love my father-in-law, but we're worried." "Can you describe concerning instances?" "Last Thanksgiving, he forgot family members' names. Christmas, he gave Sophie the same present twice. February, he called David at 3 a.m., disoriented, claiming someone broke into his house." I remembered that night. There had been someone. Police found tool marks on my door. But in Rebecca's version, I'd imagined it. "And the business?" David came home devastated. His father made decisions without consulting anyone. Contracts with unfamiliar companies, money transferred to unknown accounts. Jennifer's cross was brief. Mrs. Thompson, your husband inherits significantly if he gains control. This isn't about money, Rebecca said quickly. I asked if he'd benefit financially. Yes or no? Rebecca's jaw tightened. Yes, eventually. Of course not, Jennifer said, disbelief clear. No further questions. Finally, Marcus called David. My son walked up with his head high, victim-like. He swore on the Bible. David, tell the court about your relationship with your father. He was my hero growing up, built Thompson Construction from nothing, taught me everything. I thought I'd take it over someday. What changed? About a year ago, I noticed things. Small stuff, forgotten meetings, senseless decisions, then worse. Signed contracts without reading, transferred $180,000 to an unknown vendor, got defensive when questioned, accused me of stealing. That must have been painful. It was. I love my father, but I can't watch him destroy everything. Can't let him risk our employees' livelihoods. Why should you be granted conservatorship? I've worked at Thompson Construction 20 years. I know it inside out, handle most daily operations anyway. Someone needs to protect my father before it's too late. Thank you, David. Jennifer stood for cross-examination. Mr. Thompson, you've handled daily operations how long? 7 months. Has profitability increased or decreased? David hesitated. Market challenges. Yes or no? Decreased. By how much? I don't have exact figures. Jennifer grabbed a document. Quarterly reports show 20% decrease since you took over. Accurate? Yes. That $180,000 transfer, did you investigate which vendor? My father wouldn't tell me. Checked company records yourself? He changed passwords, locked me out. Locked you out or restricted access because he noticed concerning discrepancies? Objection. Sustained. Mr. Thompson, you approached your father 7 months ago proposing to sell Thompson Construction to Summit Development Group. David's expression went neutral. I presented an option. Your father rejected it. He didn't think it was the right time. 2 weeks after that rejection, you took him to Dr. Foster. Not related. Isn't it true Summit offered you regional vice president if the sale went through, worth significantly more than your current salary? Silence. That was discussed, but not the reason. And Marcus Sullivan was your university roommate, friends over 20 years. Marcus stood. Your Honor, counsel is implying I'm establishing this proceeding may be orchestrated by 2 friends benefiting financially from taking Robert Thompson's assets. Outrageous! Judge Reynolds banged her gavel. Counsel, approach. After tense moments, they returned. 20-minute recess. Defense presents its case after. When court resumed, Jennifer called my primary physician, Dr. Sarah Martinez, who testified I showed no cognitive decline, then Daniel Chen, my CFO for 16 years, confirming I'd been sharp and decisive. Finally, Jennifer called me. Mr. Thompson, your son claims poor decisions, unexplained transfers, questionable contracts. Your response? I've been investigating him for 9 months. Dead silence. Could you repeat that? I've been investigating my son for the past 9 months. David went pale. Elaborate? Last spring, I noticed irregularities, small amounts transferred to numbered accounts, then bigger amounts. I hired a forensic accountant, reviewed 2 years of records, installed tracking software. Marcus jumped up. Your Honor, highly irregular. Evidence should have been disclosed. Your client claims I'm mentally incompetent, I said to the judge. I'd like to present evidence proving not only that I'm perfectly competent, but this proceeding is fraud to prevent exposing my son's embezzlement. The courtroom erupted. Judge Reynolds banged her gavel. Order! Mr. Thompson, you have this evidence? I pulled out the envelope. Yes, Your Honor. Bank records, emails, security camera footage. proving my son systematically stole from Thompson Construction and concocted this conservatorship to prevent me going to authorities. That's not true. Dad, you're confused. Confused? I opened the envelope, pulled out a printed email. From you to Marcus Sullivan 7 months ago. We need to move on the old man before he figures it out. If we can get him declared incompetent, I can sell to Summit and bury the evidence. Guardianship is our best option. Absolute silence. Marcus's smile vanished. That's out of context. Really? Bank records showing Marcus receiving monthly payments from you for a year, starting when the embezzlement did? Judge Reynolds looked thunderous. Mr. Sullivan, is this true? Marcus looked sick. Your Honor, I request a recess. Denied. Mr. Thompson, approach with that evidence. She reviewed it, expression darkening. Gentlemen, remain in this courtroom. Bailiff, contact the Crown Attorney. We're looking at fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy charges. Dad, please, I can explain. I turned to my son. You got greedy, thought you could sell my company, pocket the money, have me declared insane. But you forgot I built Thompson Construction by being careful, paying attention, never trusting completely. I worked my entire life. You deserved what I chose to give you. Would have been the whole company if you'd been patient, honest, but you wanted it now. Rebecca cried. David's face crumpled. I'm dismissing this petition, Judge Reynolds announced, referring to Crown Attorney for investigation. Mr. Sullivan, surrender your phone and computers. David Thompson, surrender access to all company accounts pending investigation. Court adjourned. David turned to me. Was it worth destroying your family? I didn't destroy our family, son. You did. 3 months later, I reviewed blueprints in my office. The company survived, though rebuilding trust took work. David got 6 years for embezzlement and fraud. Marcus was disbarred with similar sentence. Rebecca filed for divorce, moved to Calgary with the kids. My daughter Lisa called weekly, supportive. You did the right thing, Dad. I wanted to believe that. The truth was complicated, but I remembered his courtroom face, Rebecca's lies, their confidence they could take everything. Sometimes you choose between family and justice. I'd built something worth having, taught that integrity mattered more than money. If David forgot those lessons, he'd remember them the hard way. Jennifer knocked. Someone's here to see you. My granddaughter Sophie stepped in, 24, with David's eyes, my late wife's smile. Hi, Grandpa. Sophie, does your mother know? I'm 24, don't need permission. She hugged me. I'm sorry. I didn't see what Dad was doing, but what you did took courage. I'm proud to be your granddaughter. My legs felt weak. Thank you. That means everything. I was hoping you might need a summer internship. I'm studying construction management. Want to learn from someone who actually built it. Hope. I felt hope. When can you start? That evening, I sat on my deck watching the sunset over Lake Ontario. The months had cost me David, Rebecca, 2 grandchildren, countless sleepless nights. But they taught me the hardest choice is sometimes right, that integrity matters more than comfort, that you can't build anything lasting on lies. David forgot that, thought he could take shortcuts. He was wrong. I raised my glass to the sunset, to the company, to Sophie who chose integrity. To doing the right thing, I said quietly, even when it costs everything. Tomorrow I'd build something new. Today I mourned what I'd lost. Both were necessary. That's what it meant to be a Thompson. We built things to last. We told the truth. We paid the price. We never compromised on what was right, even when it broke our hearts. The Mantal Grand.